Hello YouTube, how's everyone doing? It's Professional here. So I wanted to make a video giving a quick update on what is going on with the PlayStation update. Now Sony has released a statement and a lot of people on the internet are upset, and this is the official statement that's on the PlayStation blog, and I will also link this article down below. Update. Following this update, users are seeing notification about party safety and that voice chats in parties may be recorded. Voice chat recording for moderation is a feature that will be available on PS5 when it launches, and it will enable users to record their voice chats on PS5 and submit them for moderation review. The pop-up you're seeing on PS4 right now is to let you know that when you participate in a chat with a PS5 user post-launch, they may submit those recordings from their PS5 console to Sony Interactive Entertainment. So it's good that Sony has made this update and they have clarified their position on this. This has gotten a lot of people freaked out, and I appreciate people in the comments telling me about this. I'll have that article linked down below, like I said. And if I scared anyone with my previous video on Sony spying on you, I do apologize for that. That was not my intention. I just really don't like the idea of large corporations listening in on you, and that message was not very clear, and I'll explain that a little bit later in the video. So for the record, according to Sony, they are not recording people. They are not spying on people, so I think people have a lot less to worry about. But at the same time, this update still has a lot of concerns and a lot of problems, especially with the fact that other users can report your voice chat. Now, what apparently Sony is claiming is that only other users can record you and report your voice chat. That's what they mean by the message. And we also have this tweet from Ask PlayStation UK. Hello, the notification advises you that other users may be recording your voice conversation. We do not record party chats. And this is from Ask PlayStation UK. This tweet does not have a lot of views. It has 227 likes, but it doesn't have thousands of views like other PlayStation tweets. Sony should seriously consider putting this out on their official Twitter page so that people don't get freaked out about this situation. But this is still a major issue, and this update has other issues which I'll talk about in a moment that I didn't address in the earlier video. But the fact that other users can report your voice chat is very concerning, and I'm going to advise everyone, go into your settings like I have right here on the screen, and do not allow your voice to be shared. Do not allow your voice to be shared, because if somebody hits that share button, they will not be able to record your voice, but they can still record your voice if they use an external thing. So if they use a capture card, if they use some other way to record your voice that is not PlayStation, they can still record your voice, so your voice is not safe from that. Now, the question is, will people be allowed to submit other footage to Sony, or will Sony only take stuff that is from the share footage that is specifically from your PlayStation? Because I'm going to say this feature could seriously be abused, and it's ridiculous that people in your party can literally record your voice and then submit that to Sony and possibly get you banned for that. If anything, if somebody is being rude and disrespectful to you, I think the best course of action would be just to leave the party and just to block the person. And if somebody sends you messages on PlayStation, messages are actually a pretty good way to report somebody. If somebody sends you messages, that's proof that that person has sent that nasty things from their account to you. You can report the message. Sony support usually looks at that within 24 hours, and they take appropriate action, and they're pretty good on that. However, though, people have been banned for just using curse words in the past, and they might be in a group chat and they might just be joking around, messing around. They might say a curse word or two, somebody reports that, and they have gotten banned. This has happened in the past. And now think about it this way. Imagine that you are playing like Call of Duty with your friends. You're in a party, you're playing Call of Duty with your friends, and what happens is you get killed, you die in a really stupid way in the game, you get pissed off and you curse and you say something, oh damn it, or a bunch of other things on top of that. And somebody in the party doesn't like you. And guess what? They record your voice when you are not even cursing at that person. You're not even cursing at anybody in general. You're just getting annoyed at something that happened to you in the game. Somebody takes your voice from that and then reports that to PlayStation. And I could see people really manipulating this, and this could be a major problem. So you should not be allowed to record somebody's voice. And I'm glad that there's that feature where do not allow voice to be shared, but they're saying that this is going to be implemented with the PS5. Now, is the PS5 going to have that feature where your voice is not allowed to be shared? I really hope that they have that option. And again, I'm also concerned about people using other external things to record people, because like I said, if you disable that thing, they can still record you. They can still take a graphics card, or not a graphics card, capture card, my mistake, and they can record you through other means. So even if you have that off, there's still ways to record you. And there's also other issues with this update, like, the glitchy friends list. It's so hard to load up a friends list. No more public or private parties. No more community parties. People were telling me also that community events are having issues. So even with that, there's still major issues. But all of this controversy could have been avoided if Sony was just a little bit more clear with their messages. And I know some people are going to say in the comments, but in the other blue message, they say that users can record and report your message. That is true, and I addressed that in my earlier video. But if you compare these two messages, and I have these two messages up on the screen right now. So on one side, we have the message that's the black message when you join a party, and it says, your voice may be recorded for moderation purposes. And then you also have this other blue message, which says that other users may record your voice. And from reading both of these, if Sony did not make this statement, I would have to assume that reading the first message, that means that Sony can literally listen in on the party. So PlayStation can listen in on the party. The second message, all that tells me is that people can also record. So the way that Sony had framed that, if that black message would have just said that other users can record you and submit to moderation, instead of saying that your voice chat can be recorded and submitted to moderation, that seems more like Sony is doing it. So this explains the whole confusion and why people are confused. And if I scared anybody in my previous video, I do sincerely apologize for that. That was not my intention, but I am very concerned about this, and I really don't want this abused. I don't like the idea of any large corporation listening in on people. I think that everybody can agree with me on that. And I don't even like the idea of people being able to record and report through voice chat. I think that that's pretty stupid. But also, there's other privacy issues that are going on here, and I could see that Sony could actually have a lawsuit on one thing. I'm going to explain a little bit. The first thing is, if you mute somebody in the party, so if you mute somebody in the party, guess what? The mute system has been completely changed. I didn't realize this until after I made the video. So if you mute somebody, then all that is doing is you don't hear that person anymore, but they can hear you. And I tested this with my friend. I muted my friend, and I said a bunch of numbers. I said, I'm going to say 1, 2, 3. Tell me what I said afterwards. I unmuted him, and he said, you said 1, 2, 3. So even if you mute somebody, they can still hear you. So if somebody joins the party that you don't necessarily want to talk to them, you just want to talk to another person in the party, then they can still hear you. So if you want to tell your friend, can you please kick this guy? He's being rude and disrespectful. That person can now hear you say that. You might not be able to hear that person, but that person can hear you say that. And what Sony might get sued for, they might get sued over the block players joining PlayStation parties, because a lot of people brought this up with me in my previous video in the comments, and I didn't think about this, but I'm glad that people brought this up. But block players, like I said earlier, they can now join your parties. So if they're invited, they can join your parties. And also, anybody can be invited to the party. So if you're in a party and you start up a group, anybody can be added to that group. You can kick them out of that group, but anybody can be added to that group. If you're the owner, you can kick them out, but anybody can join the party. And I've had this happen where my friend was inviting other friends that I didn't invite. I didn't have a problem with them being in the party, but I just didn't know they can join. And with block players being able to join your party now, well, you don't hear them and they don't hear you. But here's the really scary thing. If a block player joins your party, they can DDoS you. They can knock you offline. And I've had this happen before. I've had this happen to me specifically. I've had it happen where I've joined large parties, a bunch of people join, and then I got DDoSed. This happened to me a long time ago, but I've had this happen before. I never figured out who did it in parties, but I joined parties in the past, and I have been DDoSed offline. And if you have somebody blocked, and then they join the party, they can DDoS you, so they can commit a federal crime, knock you offline. So now there's no way of basically stopping that person from joining the party. If you are the host, you can kick them out pretty quickly, but they can join in, they can grab your IP, and they can knock you offline. That is really scary, and at the same time is you can't really report something like that to Sony. What are you supposed to say if they don't send you a message specifically saying that they knocked you offline? Then what do you have to report Sony with? You can tell Sony that this person booted me offline. You got a pretty good idea of who's doing it, but Sony doesn't have any other proof besides that you got booted offline, so they can't do anything. So block players joining your parties, this can be a major issue. But other than that, Sony has clarified this, and I wanted to make this video explaining that. So apparently Sony, from what they're saying, they're not spying on you, so I think a lot more people can relax, but it doesn't change the fact that there's still a lot of issues with this update, and I don't like the idea of people being able to record you. But let me know down below what you guys think of this situation. And if you enjoy my content and are new to it, drop a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, everyone.